Hey guys, today's crock pot or slow cooker dish is going to be Sloppy Joe's. Jeff and I were discussing this and we really don't know why it's a slow cooker thing, but we're going to try it anyway. But we're not using my traditional slow cooker. What is it? Oh. We're going to be using the Instant Pot. And the reason why we're using the Instant Pot is because it has a saute selection, or that's not what I meant. A saute setting and a slow cooker setting. It has lots of different settings on the Instant Pot. But it has a saute one, so I can brown the meat. And then I can put everything back in and use the slow cooker setting. I've done this before on my channel, but I don't know if I've ever really explained it much. But the Instant Pot has a lot of functions to it. You can do a lot of things that you can't do with just a regular slow cooker. And if we were making this the way that the book says, which is the Southern Living book, I would have to use a Dutch oven or skillet and the slow cooker. I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess up two different things, so I'm just going to use the one. And right now, Jeff is measuring out the brown sugar that we'll need, and he's also got the flour, and I'm browning up the sausage, and I'm going to brown up the ground chuck after. The sausage is probably going to have more fat anyway, but I'm going to brown this up first, and then I'll brown up the other, but I'm not going to show that. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you're supposed to have for this. But before I tell you that, I want to also let you know that you can freeze this. After it's cooked, you let it cool completely and you put it into a Ziploc bag and you flatten it out, and you can freeze it for up to a month. Now if you want to eat it, say you want to eat it on Monday, you could take it out of the freezer on Sunday, stick it in the refrigerator, and Monday heat it up and eat it. Or you could use your microwave to thaw it out and heat it up. But this is a dish that can be a freezer meal. This is supposed to serve 8 people or have served 8 servings. So if it's just like 2 people or maybe 3 or whatever, and you don't eat it all, but you don't want to have leftovers in your refrigerator, you can freeze it. I just want to let y'all know that. So the hands-on time is supposed to take 14 minutes, and the slow cooker part is supposed to take 4 hours. Now it's going to take longer than 14 minutes with us, but we have already, I've got the onions chopped and the bell pepper chopped. We are using red bell pepper. It does call for green. And Jeff's already got the flour and the sugar, and we've got all the rest of the things out. So now I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you have to have for it. So 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef, 1 16-ounce package of ground pork sausage. That's one thing that's bothering me about it, is because I don't know if I'm going to like the sausage in it. 1 small onion chopped, 1/2 medium-sized green bell pepper chopped, which we're using the red like I told you, and ours was a small one, so we're just using the whole thing. 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1/2 cup of ketchup, 1/4 cup firmly packed brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, which really threw me for a loop when I read that, because I've never put flour in Sloppy Joe's before. But we're going to get this, like I said, I'm going to get the meat browned up first, drain it, and then come back and put it all together and show you what that looks like. And then after that, we'll do a taste test. And what are we having with it? Chips? We have fries and stuff in the freezer, I think. Okay. We don't know what we're having for sure with it. So, with it being the slow cooker meal, we've got time to figure that out too. But I'm going to get this done and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the ground beef and the sausage both back in here, and I did turn the saute function off. So, this is going to be a completely full pot, but I'm not using the Instant Pot, well, the pressure cook setting, so it'll be fine. I'm using the slow cook setting, so it's not that big of a deal whenever you're using slow cook. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting all the things in there. The small onion, which I just did like half of a onion because that's what I had. I didn't have any small ones. And then the bell pepper, put that in. The 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. And this is the Aldi kind. Got it on my finger. Okay, so the tomato sauce, and now the ketchup. Well, let me go ahead and do the brown sugar so I can use this 1/4 cup, which I need a 1/2 cup, so I'm going to have to do 2 of these of the ketchup. I just shot all over the place. I should have just squeezed it in. I thought it would be easier to do it this way. Guess I was wrong. It's not coming out. Well, I'm putting the lid back on and squeezing in. Or try to. It's a mess. I hate it when ketchup does that, because it's just all over the place. Alright, there's half of it. There's 1/4 cup. Can you get the other 1/4 cup while I try to do this other stuff? I got ketchup all over the place. It's everywhere. Alright, don't get it on my book. Alright, the brown sugar was supposed to be after the ketchup, but I put it in before. The apple cider vinegar. It says cider vinegar, but I'm doing apple cider vinegar. But I want to do the, yeah, chili powder is tablespoons. So I'm going to do the chili powder first. I always try to do the dry stuff before the wet stuff. That way I can just use the same spoon if I can. So a tablespoon of chili powder. A 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. This does have the mother in it. There's 1. Oh goodness. Oh, 2. Thank you. Put that rest of that ketchup in.
Mustard.
Yeah, I'm going to have mustard too. And the Worcestershire sauce, but I'm get all this out. Alright, what's next? Mustard. Then I was supposed to put the chili powder after the mustard, but 2 tablespoons.
How much is it?
This is 1 tablespoon. It also helps that the vinegar was in this before the other. And then 1 tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce. Get all of that out of there. Then 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. which I'm kind of wondering why in the world it needs salt with all those other salty things in there, but I'm going to follow the directions. And then 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, which is strange to me. But then you mix it all together, and then you let it cook in the slow cooker for 4 hours. It's going to take a minute to get this mixed, though, because this is small. I should have used the bigger one, but it's like 8 quarts. This will work. It'll be fine. This seems so thick. But I think it says something. Let's see. What does it say? No, that's a different recipe I'm thinking about. There is a recipe that I was reading today that said something about you might be tempted to add more liquid. Don't do it. But that was a different recipe. But it may still pertain to this because the vegetables will give off some liquid, and that's what it was saying, is the vegetables will give off some liquid. Alright. I'll probably come over here and stir it periodically, but I'm just going to set this for 4 hours. And that's the thing with the Instant Pot, you have a setting where you can, you know, put a timer on it, where my slow cookers, I don't have that. And I know they make slow cookers that have that now, but I don't have one, and I'm not going to buy another one because there's nothing wrong with mine that I have now. My slow cookers, they work just fine. Alright, 4 hours, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like, and we'll do a taste test and all that stuff. I forgot to tell you, at least I think I forgot to tell you, that this is supposed to be on high. And with your slow cooker, you can change the temperature. I just got to remember how to do it. Yeah, you push the slow cook button and it'll go higher or lower. Like, it was on normal. It goes less, normal, more. And more is high. So 4 hours on high. Okay, so it's been 4 hours since we put this together, and this is the way it looks. It smells good, and Jeff's gonna do a taste test. He's just gonna taste it without it being on a bun for y'all. And he's cooking some fries for us. The onions don't seem to have gotten as cooked as what they normally do, but that's alright. They're just not as soft, but that's okay. But anyways, I'm gonna get him a fork and let him taste it. What you doing? You turned it off. Okay, so he's gonna taste it. That's too hot though. You gotta let it cool off some. What is it?
Make sure it ain't gonna fall.
Well, I don't know if it will or not. Now the thing's flashing.
What thing?
The light, the battery. Did you let it cool off at all?
Mm-hmm.
What's it taste like?
Pretty good.
Can you taste the sausage? Did you forget there was sausage in it?
I forgot there's sausage in it.
I hope there. I can't taste it because I don't like the idea of it. But I'm gonna try it.
Alright, cause I got bigger bell pepper.
There are bigger chunks of bell pepper, but
Yeah, keep it full now.
did you just stab me
With my finger.
with his finger? All right. So he said it was good. I'll let you know. What was that?
Huh?
I'll let you know on the screen if Noah and I liked it, if we liked it, if everybody liked it.
Yeah, you like it.
I'll let you know, and if I cannot find the recipe, the Southern Living recipe, I'll just type it out down below. So, that's all we have for today. Thank you for hanging out with us. I do appreciate it. If you like this, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.